Hi everyone, I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of August 3rd. We have a big week ahead. We have the Lion's Gate on the 8th of August, and then right after that we have the Aquarius full moon. So let's talk about Lion's Gate, the Lion's Gate portal. What is it? All the way back in July, we had the Sirius gateway on July 4th. That is when the star Sirius aligns with our sun. And if you can imagine, when anything aligns with the sun, we can't see it. Its visibility moves away from our sky because it's blocked by the rays of the sun. So Sirius is a very revered star by many ancient cultures. It is considered to be our spiritual sun. So when it disappeared, it signified that our spiritual sun was moving into the underworld in order to be reborn, kind of like it's going through a death process to be reborn. So in that sense, our spiritual energy, our spiritual essence is also going through a time of death, if you could say, in order to be reborn. Well, so that happened back in July. Sirius and the sun merged. And now in August, Sirius has moved enough away from the sun that it starts to rise again, signifying the rebirth of Sirius. And that moving away of Sirius from the sun is what starts to happen on August 8th, which unlocks this portal. It is said that as Sirius rises back into the sky, into our visibility, that hidden wisdom is unlocked. This is ancient wisdom, lost wisdom that we have forgotten about, like how the pyramids were built, what the history of, how Stonehenge came to be. This type of sort of ancient mystery wisdom can be received, downloaded, filtered into our consciousness. It is a time where we can tap into higher intelligence, higher information, higher wisdom. If we stay open to it, if our consciousness is open to it, we can receive these types of downloads. To help us in our lives. This is not to say that if you open your, third eye under the Lion's Gate, you're going to know how the pyramids were built. It's just that type of information, that forgotten wisdom is more accessible to us under this portal, which is what makes it so special, what makes it so significant. We can also use these portal energies to raise our vibration, to move ourselves up in vibrational harmony. I know a lot of people talk about manifestation for the Lion's Gate portal. It is a powerful tool for manifestation, but I want you to be mindful of using every cosmic gateway to manifest. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. It's just that with this portal, while yes, we can manifest, we can, put our intentions out to the universe. These cosmic events are not just there for us to get what we want, right? They're there for us to grow, to learn, to thrive in our mind, body, and soul. So this portal is definitely for our higher mind to thrive. So rather than trying to set intentions, if you allow this energy to come through you and you allow your higher mind to be activated, you might discover something that you didn't think about before. Your manifestations or what you're trying to manifest may seem insignificant once you're receiving this higher wisdom. So rather than try to manipulate and control these energies, not that manifestation is that, I would invite you instead to take a more maybe feminine approach rather than that masculine going out there and trying to achieve a goal. Taking that feminine approach of just allowing this energy to move through you how it needs to move through you. It's a little more, I hate to use the word passive because it's not. It's a little bit more intentional that you're working with it, you're co-creating with it rather than trying to control it. So I think if we do that, we'll find that the Lion's Gate portal is really able to open our minds, open the way we've been thinking about something, bring some wisdom, bring some answers if we have a complex situation or problem that we've been looking at. Sirius is known, it has a vibration of freedom, tech and technology. So it helps to inspire high-tech ideas. It helps to activate freedom. So where do we need more freedom in our lives? Where are we blocking ourselves? If we work in the tech space or we work in technology, it could be a great time where higher visions, higher ideas come to you. A problem you've been trying to solve with technology, the answer comes to you. Sirius is also very connected to crystals and working with crystals. So you may feel drawn to be doing that at this time. Crystal technology also very much a part of this Sirian energy. So I invite you to maybe move away from manifestation a little bit and instead try to think about using this energy to open your third eye, open your higher chakras, and open up the energy centers around our headspace that allow us to receive insights, downloads, intuition, messages from our ancestors, messages from our guides, messages from the higher power. And if we are dealing with a complex situation or we're looking for that guidance, allowing ourselves to receive information that might be helpful. So I invite you to use Lionsgate in that way. So Lionsgate is the rising of Sirius, the rebirth of our spiritual energy. It's a good time to reactivate and work with all the chakra or energy systems of the body. It's a good time to honor your spiritual self, honor your soul. We get, it's called Lionsgate because it's falling in Leo season under, of course, the Leo sun. And then we also have this 8-8 energy, Lionsgate 8-8 portal. You might see 8, of course, being infinity, which is a power, and 2 8s, infinity, just to infinity and beyond, right? Giving us this added energy of just that we're infinite soul, we're an infinite being. We can access all time and space, to receive insights, receive information about us. We are a timeless, endless, infinite soul. So if you want to dive in deeper into understanding Lionsgate, check out my article on foreverconscious.com. I'm going to drop a link in the description box below. I always get a lot of questions about Lionsgate. So in that article, I go through all the main questions that people ask me all the time. I've kind of covered it here, but if you want a little more detail, check out that article. That article also comes with some ritual ideas that you can try for the Lionsgate. After the Lionsgate is activated or at its peak on August 8th, we have on the 9th the Aquarius full moon. When I pulled up the chart for this Aquarius full moon, I was blown away at how many goddess asteroids are activated under this full moon. And so I want to call this full moon the goddess full moon, which kind of links back to why I was saying to use the Lionsgate within a more feminine energy approach, because that full moon on the 9th has so much beautiful goddess energy activated. The main goddess energy I want to highlight and touch on comes from Chariklo. She is an asteroid. She's considered to be the wife of Chiron. If you remember, Chiron is the wounded healer. Chariklo is believed to be his wife, and she is the oracle of spirit medicine. She rules over healing, but healing on a sense of vibration, healing our vibration, healing through mediumship, psychic energy. She rules over a very sort of esoteric component to our healing journey. With all the goddess energy being activated, with this beautiful healing energy coupled with Aquarius, which already has a beautiful healing energy, I do think that this full moon has the potential to help recharge us. Full moons are always a time of release, so letting go of stuff that is heavy, that it's keeping us out of balance, keeping us out of healing, blocking our vibration. I want you to really think about this full moon on a vibrational level, your body on a vibrational level. What are you emitting? And usually our vibration is linked to our thought process. So take a minute to check in with your thoughts. Where are they at? Where is your mind? Are you scattered? Are you repeating thoughts and beliefs? Checking in with your mental space will help recalibrate your vibration and can bring about healing. Characlo also encourages us to seek medicine and healing through vibrational things like crystals, like flower essences, like sound baths. What else? Like even just eating fresh food that has a strong vital force. You know, if you walk down the aisles of the farmer's market, you can just feel the difference compared to a supermarket, right? That food is just fresh. It's got a vital force around it. Using that or spending time in that, being in nature, all of these are ways to vibrationally heal and to work with our vibrational energy systems. And so I think that's something nice that we can focus on under this full moon. And then tapping into our feminine energy, our goddess energy. Let your inner goddess rise. What is your relationship with your femininity? What is your relationship with goddess energy? And how can you expand those principles, those qualities in your life? We all have feminine energy. It doesn't matter about our gender. We all have feminine energy. We all have goddess energy. We all hold womb energy, regardless of our gender as well, because we were all birthed from a womb. So how can you tap in to these creative, powerful energy centers of our bodies? And feminine energy is definitely, you know, if masculine is a straight line, feminine energy is a wavy line. If masculine energy is external and going for our goals, feminine energy is a little bit more sitting in our power. Creating from our inner state rather than focusing on our outer world. So how can you invite more of those feminine energy principles into your life? I think that's really going to help us under this full moon. I want to point out, while we have this beautiful energy for us this week, I want to point out that this is the last full moon before eclipse season begins. Eclipses always, when people hear that, I feel like we get a little pang of anxiety. Oh my goodness, eclipse season is coming. It's this time of transformation. Eclipses tend to rattle and shake us. It's, you know, cannot be fun. But if we come back to feminine wisdom, eclipses are powerful portals that put us where we need to be. We shouldn't fear that. We shouldn't feel anxious about that. We should be celebrating, welcoming that. So how can you hold space for inviting that kind of energy, that kind of wisdom into your life under the Lion's Gate, under this incredible full moon that we have back to back with the Lion's Gate portal? So something to mull over. I'm going to pull a card for our week ahead, a guiding card. We have a lot of energy, great energy for raising our vibration this week, for clearing. Let's see what the cards have to say, or card has to say. By the way, I'm using my deck, the Cosmic Astrology Oracle, which you can get on Etsy. And for those of you, I've had a couple people asking me already, the moon calendar for 2026 is in operation. It'll be available in September. Oh, okay, I got the full moon card. Culmination. Whoops, and I dropped it, but you saw it, right? It was full moon. Let me pull it from the book. It's card number 15. The full moon represents the peak of the lunar cycle. It is when the moon is at its strongest and fullest expression. So we have a full moon this week. Full moons can be powerful climax points in our lives, bringing things to a head and helping to illuminate the full picture. Full moons can expose hidden emotions as well, bringing them to the surface so we can move through them once and for all. You have drawn the card of the full moon, for it's time to see things for what they are. It is time to illuminate the truth of how you really feel and the situation you are asking about. Full moons really do bring stuff up to the surface. If we imagine the magnetic energy of the full moon, it draws things out of us. So we may have to wait for the full moon to come before we can really start to understand how we feel, what's bubbling beneath the surface. Under a full moon, things tend to reach a completion or culmination phase, and once this happens, a release and ending naturally follows. The presence of this card can indicate it's time to release and bring something in your life to a completion point. Maybe under the full illumination of the truth, you realize that it's time to let go. If you feel extra sensitive or emotionally overwhelmed, be sure to calm and center your being before making a decision. So it does seem like something we've been working on might be reaching a full bloom moment. We're getting ready for an ending, we're getting ready to complete something. Whatever situation we might be going through, we might have reached the peak point. Reconnect with your feminine side is also connected with the card because the moon is connected to the feminine. This is a harvest point. Connect to and balance your emotions. So that is a powerful card to guide us through this full moon week. We're really deep in this full moon energy. So we're thinking about how we can release, how we can bring things to culmination point, and how we can honor our emotions and sit in the feminine. Out of everything in that card, I think it's coming back to our feminine wisdom, sitting in trust of that. All right, I hope you found that helpful. I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com. Don't forget you can get your Aquarius full moon forecast, your Aquarius ritual and reading over at foreverconscious.com. I'll put the links in the description below. And if you want to get your hands on a deck of these oracle cards, they are also on Etsy in the description below. Thank you so much.